The Gopro Hero 10 came out and I bought one. We're gonna talk about it today, and also we have a giveaway. Smells like new. You know that smell, the only new things I have? This is the Establishment hoodie by my clothing brand WeFew. Go and check it out at wefew.net. Today we're gonna talk about GoPro Hero 10. I just got one, not actually because I needed one, because I wanted to waste £500 basically. I had the GoPro Hero 8. I didn't want to upgrade, I just bought it to review it, and I'm actually selling the GoPro Hero 8, so if you want it, go and check my ad on Facebook. Also, we have a giveaway, as I mentioned. This is a Saramonic SmartMic Mini. It's a microphone for USB-C type devices, and you want to stay tuned until the end of the video to know how you can win it. As soon as I received the GoPro Hero 10, I gathered some freestyle motocross riders, some of my friends back in Italy. I was so excited. We met up on a Sunday. Weather wasn't great, and the light conditions were not great either. That's why today I'm gonna share with you my first impressions, what I liked, what I didn't like. We're not gonna talk about image quality because I was so disappointed by the image quality. Probably, I guess, for the weather conditions and the low light conditions. Still, I'm gonna test the GoPro properly in the next few weeks with some more action, so stay tuned on the channel. So let's get started. We're gonna overlook the GoPro Hero 10. I didn't have the GoPro Hero 9, and when I got it in my hand, first of all, I noticed it's bigger than the GoPro Hero 8 and the predecessors, so it's slightly bigger and slightly heavier, and that's something to consider if you want to put it on a drone, for example, because it's gonna drain your batteries a bit faster than smaller GoPros or action cameras. What I liked was that you can replace the lens cover, and on the Hero 8 you can't, for example, but you could do it in the previous versions like the 5, 6 and probably the 7 as well. The build more or less is the same as the other ones. It was nice to see a bigger front screen. This is actually a screen where you can see yourself. It's not just a monitor that can tell you if you're recording, the number of the clips and so on. This is actually a screen, and if I turn the camera on, you can use the camera in selfie mode and see yourself through the monitor. Here you can set the monitor in 16:9 to see the whole frame, or you can just set it up in a square format, which is actually a zoom, so the quality is not great of what you can see, but still it's good to have it. Can you see yourself here? Can you? Everyone on the web is talking about the new processor, which should be faster and so on, which probably is. About the touch screen at the back, I couldn't find much of a difference. It's probably faster when it works. Still, it takes a few touches before you grab the right option sometimes. So yeah, still not very happy about that one. Not many progressions. Oh look, it just froze. Okay, so we should talk about this straight away, because some of you actually asked if some of the usual GoPro problems are still there, and yes, they are, in particular the freeze. So we were filming with my friends during the Freestyle Motocross. I was filming at 2.7K, 120 frames per second. The camera overheated a bit, but it didn't actually turn off, but it froze. That's exactly what happened. This is brand new. So I really want to love this camera, but I hate it. I just hate the workflow and the fact that it doesn't work as it should be on paper. I've seen a video lately from Camera Conspiracy. Go and check this guy out, it's so funny. But that's what he's talking about as well, and that's what I think instead of putting a lot of different options and features, different resolutions, 5K, ooh, who needs 5K in a GoPro? Just make something simpler, but that can work. You know, 2 resolutions, 3 frame rates, but make it work. This thing is happening since Hero 1, and I keep buying it and I ask myself why, to be honest. So yeah, it's frozen. Now I tried to turn it off. What happened during the shoot as well with my friends, I couldn't even turn it off. Look, it's not turning off. So the only way to turn it off was to take the battery out. As we mentioned, batteries, let's talk about batteries. I think they last longer than the previous GoPros. 2.7K, 120 frames per second, one battery lasted, I think, half an hour or so. We also talked about frame rates and resolutions, and something to keep in mind is that not all the resolutions and frame rates work with all the field of views. For example, I wanted to film in 4K at 120 frames per second, but I couldn't film in super view mode. You can use that by starting from the wide field of view. Just keep in mind, again, not all the frame rates and resolution works with all the field of views. I haven't even tried the 5K. There's no way for me to use it because also that's gonna crash my computer. And we're gonna talk about this right now. That's another thing I hate about GoPro is the codec. It doesn't work well on my machine. It's a Mac from 2016. I've got 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's usually fine with all the other codecs, all the video codecs I use, even the B-roll from the Blackmagic in 4K, 60 frames per second, that flows on my Premiere Pro. This thing, I had to convert all the files into proxies, which are lighter files, and still they struggle to work on my timeline. So the workflow, oh my gosh, it's just a pain. You can't get to the end of your project. Also, some of the files were corrupted because the camera crashed and froze, so I lost 5 minutes of footage because I was actually flying a drone with the GoPro on top and I lost some of the aerial shots. I had some problems with the SD cards, so I had some error warning saying my card wasn't fast enough to record the footage, but actually it was recording it. So I'm not sure what happened there, and I'm pretty sure the SD card can support that speed and codec as well. I know I'm talking just about bad things, but I really struggle to find good things. Okay, let's talk about the colors of the images. We're not going to talk about the quality, but the colors. So you have 3 different profiles you can choose from. The one I choose usually is the flat mode, so you have more flexibility in post-production to color grade it. Bear in mind, the flat mode is not flat at all. So it's just oversaturated anyway, and I could actually match the native GoPro footage with the color corrected B-roll material from the Blackmagic. So I didn't touch the GoPro because it was already too saturated for how I like it, basically. The oranges and the greens are just too much. And also the contrast, so black and white, just too strong. What I always like though about the GoPros is the white balance. That actually works really well, and the whites and blacks are always spot on. Now, yeah, I didn't want to talk about the quality of the images. Again, the light conditions were terrible, but look at this clip. I mean, this is 2.7K. There's nothing in focus. Everything is blurred. It's just the image is just destroyed basically. And I really hope it's just for the low light. Once again, stay tuned for more. Stabilization, of course, is great. So definitely that's a plus. I was sitting at the back of this rider on the bike, chasing the other rider, and you couldn't tell I was on a bike at all. It looked smooth, like it was a drone shot, for example.
Intanto proviamo stabilization of the GoPro. Yeah guys, we test the stabilization of the new GoPro 10. Bella zio!
If you want to see more footage about the Hero 10, I actually recorded a vlog the week before, so go and check this video instead. It's not the greatest footage, but still it gives you an idea of the quality a bit more about the new GoPro. I used the native audio for the vlog and that sounded fine, although there was a bit of wind at the end of the day and you can really feel it through the microphone because the microphone is here in the front and there are two microphones here at the bottom. So the wind was just going through the front mic. What I still don't like is that you can't plug in and mini jack microphone, an external microphone, without buying the GoPro USB-C connector. It could be so simple to plug in an external microphone and they're not making it any easier, even though many of us complained through the years. So what do I think so far about the camera? Especially, do I recommend it? I don't know. I really don't know. What I can say is if you have an older GoPro 8 or 9, I don't think there's a need to upgrade. Just a few content creators I think need a 5.7K unless you really crop in or you use it on a drone in 4x3 so you can stabilize it with other softwares. But otherwise, if you're vlogging, I think the Hero 6 was the perfect GoPro for me. Actually, it works so well. The 8 was still fine. I wouldn't upgrade to the 10 once again so far, even because, as I mentioned, the workflow is just a pain in the bum unless you have a super powerful machine. If you do action sports, well, stabilization is great. I never used the Hero 9, for example, so I can't compare it, but this is actually great. And these are my initial thoughts about the Hero 10. Now we're gonna talk about the giveaway. First of all, thanks for watching, and one of you guys is going to win this microphone. Bear in mind, once again, it's a USB-C adapter that can be connected to any USB-C devices and Android smartphones, for example. What you have to do to get yourself this little baby here is to follow me on Instagram at Mamo Air. Make sure you hit the subscribe button here on my YouTube channel and leave a comment in the comment tabs. And also, you want to sign up to my website at mamoair.com because I will send an email out with the winner announcement. So make sure you do all these 4 things, and I can't wait to see you in the next video with more GoPro updates, hopefully good ones. Thanks for watching.